Hello everybody. One of the biggest challenges for global environmental governance is the problem of consumption. Far more than simply influencing what consumers choose, use, and discard is driven by systemic factors, including population and economic growth, advertising, technology, and environmental protection. The most related to environment are energy consumption and food consumption. Energy consumption is the main category. The energy consumption is higher in a developed nation than in a developing nation. For example, Americans make up less than 5% of the world's population, and yet consume as much as 25% of its energy. As is shown in the table, while both developed and developing countries contribute to global environmental problems, developed countries with 85% of the gross world product and 23% of its population account for the largest part of mineral and fossil fuel consumption, resulting in significant environmental impacts. With current technologies, present levels of consumption by the developed world are likely to lead to serious negative consequences for all countries. This is especially apparent with the increases in atmospheric carbon dioxide and trace gases that have accompanied industrialization, which have the potential for changing global climate and raising sea level. Today, we have nearly 7 billion people walking around planet Earth. That's a lot of people. And you might think that the rapidly growing population is the reason we see such a rise in the energy consumption around the world. But this is only half right. What really makes the difference in the world's energy consumption is how much energy each person consumes. How about food consumption? According to Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, consumption index out of a total of 172 countries. Most of the developed countries are at the top, with most of the countries in the developing world being at the lower bottom. Over the last 50 years, the per capita calorie supply across the world has been increasing steadily, but the trends have been varying in different regions. In Oceania and Europe, the supply has been almost constant for the whole 50 years, while in other regions there has been a steady increase. The most significant increase has been in Africa and Asia. The sharp increase, mostly in poor regions of the world, implies that in the last few decades, the trends in the world's calorie supply have been convergent. Presently, the world food supply is more equal in the world than it was in the previous century, and similarly, there has been a continually decreasing inequality in most countries around the globe. Economic development is ordinarily associated with the food supply in a country and the subsequent elimination of dietary deficiency, therefore improving the overall nutritional level in the country. Besides, it also brings qualitative change in the production, distribution, processing, and marketing of food. The increased urbanization has had a massive impact on dietary lifestyle and the patterns of individuals, and not all are positive. The adverse change in dietary patterns includes a shift towards high energy density with a significant role of added sugars and fats, high consumption of saturated fats, primarily from animal sources. On the other hand, there has been a reduction in consumption of dietary fiber and complex carbohydrates, reduction in consumption of fruit and vegetables. These changes in dietary and consumption patterns have been compounding lifestyle changes, which include reduction in physical activity during work and leisure time. Diet in many countries across the world has evolved over time, and they are influenced by a myriad of factors and intricate interactions, including cultural traditions, income, individual preference and beliefs, prices, social, geographical, economic, and environmental factors. All these factors, among others, interact complexly and intricately to shape dietary patterns of different people. According to the FAO, the average per capita of macronutrients from diets such as protein, energy, and fats can be derived from all food commodities. However, such averages obtained from national data may not correspond directly with the actual per capita availability, which relies on a host of other factors like the inequality to access food. China has been making great efforts to reduce food waste and energy consumption. President Xi Jinping has long given priority to food security and on many occasions emphasized the need to stop food waste. China has made progress in saving food by promoting laws against food waste and action plans on saving food and reducing loss in the whole process from harvest to retail. Meanwhile, the reduction in loss and waste saves land, water, fertilizer, and pesticides, and thus protects the environment and reduces carbon dioxide emissions, helping sustainable development. The Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, China's top legislative body, passed the Anti-Food Waste Law, aiming to offer legal backing to the country's efforts to safeguard food security and promote the traditional virtue of thrift. Another example is the booming sharing economy. It is a system in which people rent, borrow, or share commodities, services, and resources owned by individuals, usually with the aid of online technology, in an effort to save money, cut costs, and reduce waste. The sharing economy represents about 10% of China's gross domestic product. With the popularity and development of the Internet, items to be shared are becoming increasingly diversified, and the concept of a sharing economy becoming more mature. Shared bicycles, for instance, are now seen everywhere. Automobiles, power banks, umbrellas, washing machines, and even karaoke booths have also joined in to contribute to the development of China's massive sharing economy. Thank you very much.